freezing cold? Would you ever hit, kick, or throw your child against the wall simply for talking and making a mistake? I bet your answer to these questions is no. So why is it that we are currently turning a blind eye or giving somebody a simple slap on the wrist for doing this to an animal? Animal abuse has been a major issue in our society, and currently the laws regarding animal abuse are very minimal and not harsh enough. Someone in Colorado can severely injure or kill an animal and be charged with a misdemeanor. This means they may pay a fine or do some classes and then be set free. Once they are free to abuse their animal or find other animals to abuse again. And in most cases, they do. The purpose of this speech is to inform everybody about what animal abuse is, what the current laws are, and why they need to be harsh enough so that innocent lives can be saved. As stated before, animal abuse is a major issue in our society. As a matter of fact, according to the Colorado Department of Agriculture, between 2012 and 2013 alone, nearly 38,000 animal abuse cases were investigated. With that being said, only 1,792 animals were impounded. According to the Colorado Cruelty to Animals statute, animal cruelty is also defined as neglect of animals. This means failure to provide food, water, or protection from the elements, other care generally considered to be normal or usual and accepted for an animal's health, care, and well-being consistent with the species, breed, and type of animal. That would mean for a dog you would provide doghouse if the dog's outside, or for a chicken you would provide a coop. Currently, this is a Class 1 misdemeanor charge and is associated with a $500 fee plus possible anger management classes. If these classes are completed, the fee is waived. To me, that doesn't sound like a very harsh punishment. Nor is it very deterring to stop the abusers from doing it again. In an article I found written by Jack Leonard titled Animal Cruelty Crackdown in LA Has Results, Jack states, in Los Angeles County, records show that during the 12-month period ending in August, the District Attorney's Office had filed animal cruelty charges in 116 cases. That's nearly 50% more than the previous year. This is proof that by cracking down and showing more attention to this issue, it will decrease the number of cases by almost half. Jack also states that Randall Lockwood, an expert on animal abuse and senior vice president of the American Society for Prevention of Animal Cruelty, said that Los Angeles had adopted one of the most progressive approaches in the nation in dealing with crimes against animals. It's something that is needed to be seen in all major cities, he said. The Los Angeles City Council created an animal cruelty task force in 2005. Following a proposal by a councilman named Tony Cornelius in backing the measure, LAPD officials cited studies finding that animal abusers were more likely to commit other crimes such as child abuse, domestic abuse, and drug trafficking. This also proves by cracking down and taking this crime seriously, we can help prevent other crimes in the process. The article by Jack Leonard shows that by cracking down works and has positive results, but I believe that we can take this a step further and not only crack down, but make this punishment more harsh. I think we need more of a permanent solution with permanent consequences, and we need to change this charge to a felony. This will deter people from the beginning and make them think twice before raising their fists at an animal or denying them food. The fine would be made higher, of course, which in return would provide more revenue for the city and animal shelters. It would be easy to implement, and I feel it would help animal control officers feel like their jobs are more important and like they're saving more lives. If animal abuse charges are made a felony charge, animals everywhere will be protected and will no longer have to suffer or lose their lives at the hand of abusers. If charges are made a felony charge, other crimes would see positive results as well, such as child abuse, domestic abuse, and drug trafficking. If charges are made a felony, it would make abusers think twice and ultimately decrease the amount of animals that are turned over to the shelters. The homeless animal population would also go down, as people would not be abandoning their innocent victims once they are done abusing them. Many people will say that there's not enough money or revenue to support this. Well, I think that's wrong, because if police officers and animal control officers came together, no money would be needed, and animal abuse crimes would still be decreasing. It worked in LA, it can work here. At this point in time, I would like to show you guys some images of some animals who have suffered abuse. Please note that images may be disturbing to some. This is Milo. He was fought, starved, and had acid poured on him. If that wasn't enough, he was then lit on fire and tied up in a garbage bag and left for dead. This dog was neglected food and ultimately almost starved to death. Cats can be innocent victims as well, mainly from being left outside or neglected in their care. Livestock and horses also fall victims to animal abuse. In order to save these innocent lives from constant pain and torture, we as a community, we as a state, we as human beings with hearts and compassion, need to stand up and use our voices to let people know that we simply just do not think that animal abuse is okay in any way, shape, or form. We need to let people know that we will no longer stand by while these animals suffer and lose their lives. Please join me in standing up and writing to our Congress and letting them know that we believe this is an unacceptable crime and it needs to be readdressed, and that the time should reflect the crime. A misdemeanor charge is just a slap on the wrist. Really, it's just a joke. These charges need to be increased and there needs to be a crackdown on this issue. I would like to end this speech with a quote that I would like all of you to consider. When it comes to having a central nervous system and the ability to feel pain, hunger, and thirst, a rat is a pig, is a dog, is a boy. This was said by Ingrid Newkirk, the president of PETA and author of Animal Rights